What do you call a knight that gives up easily? Surrender. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. No candles today, although the candlelit video was well received, which I appreciate. You should watch it. It's the previous one. Today, sorry, just shaved my head with the leaf razor, the only shaving equipment I have that actually saves me money. And I have a bump there since sort of birth or chicken pox or whatever that I sometimes get. So it's still bleeding. I apologize, but you're used to blood on this channel. Today we're doing an unboxing, which I really never do. This is from Zingari, man. It's my first purchase from these guys, and I bought it last year or something. God, it's been slow. And I have this is the first one of 4 packages that I'm waiting for from the US, where the United States Postal Services is cooperating with the Swedish Postal Service, and not very well. So we're opening this. I barely remember what I purchased. Well, I know one thing, but I think I purchased 2 things, but I'm actually not entirely sure. So I'm cutting this thing open. I'm not a huge fan of unboxing videos, but I'm doing one anyway. I just got excited. The United States Tape Service is very good. Okay, piece of paper. And, there we go. Let's see. Sometimes I decide to get something when it's new. I never do. I don't think I've ever used anything newly released on video ever. It's always, I'm a late adapter and everything. But Zingari man, I was watching a lot of Heather, sorry, and Jack from the Virtual Groom Room and Pods, etc. So I got excited when there was a release. Now, obviously, with the Postal Services cooperating, this is no longer new. So this is the last time I'll ever try and do a shave with something I thought would be new. But this is the Essentials Shave Soap, where there is a collaboration with certain organizations. There was a release of 2 soaps. So Healers was a collab with someone helping nurses, doctors, etc. And this is a collaboration to help out somehow with the other essential workers, first responders and others. So cool. I got this one because I can't remember what the scent notes are anymore, but this appealed more to me. And of course I should have studied, but I just got excited. So let's open up. That's what it looks like. My first ever Zingari man product. Oh, it smells good anyway. I do apologize. I really should have. Here you go. Tobacco, bay rum, bergamot. Yeah, with a bit of imagination you can get that. Cool. And I got another thing, which is I'm almost more excited about, and it's the Seago Aftershave Balm. And this comes in a glass bottle. I think it's glass. That's classy. So I'm excited about this one because I take my post-shave quite seriously, and I pretty much always use a balm. This is unscented, which I like because I sometimes put a scent on, but then it's a perfume product rather than an aftershave. So an unscented product is pretty good from that perspective. There's a pumpy thingy, and let's try that after. And then something extra. Seago Magician. I do not know what that is. I'll have to study it. Looks like a soap. I'll find out what it is and maybe do a shave with that. But that's it. That's the unboxing part. We're shaving with the brush is from Marin, the certified. We think it's called. It's so damn cool. It's vintage American rubber, some kind of wood, and in it is an Omega synthetic knot. And we're shaving. There will be blood today because we're shaving with the Weck Med Prep or surgical prep razor with a Kismet blade. And I haven't used this for a while because I nick myself. I don't cut myself very often because that's just poor skills. But I do get weepers and stuff, which is also a skill thing, but also you know, this thing is lethal and bloody hard to operate. So cool, new stuff, exciting. New stuff is great. So I'm wetting the brush. I'm going to wet my face. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm going to have a sip of water. Apologies. When you smoke too much crack, sometimes it gets to you. Okay. Bay rum, tobacco, bay rum, and bergamot. Okay, so I've heard so many good things about Zingari soap. Is it worth the hype? Lathers easily. I think I did a good job picking a good scent. The other one, whatever it was, the healer scent, was probably also very nice. And again, I can't remember. Feels like plenty. But when you have plenty, you can always have a bit more. Oh, God. Sorry about that. It's shiny already. Cool. Like many of you, I suppose I've tried a lot of different soaps, a lot of different soap bases. When you rarely get, or I rarely, I should say, get blown away with something new. And when it's new and it's made by an artisan, you assume it will be fantastic because it has to be. As there are so many and so many good artisan soap manufacturers out there, it must be hard to stand out. That's why the list of ingredients and the sort of protein in the soap, the oil or the sort of tallow that you use, people start getting more and more imaginative, and it's different animals and stuff, and I get that. Of course, you want to try new things as the artist that you are, being an artisan soap maker, and you want to sell soaps, so you have to be creative and think of new things in terms of formula and in terms of scents or other things, shape, whatever, triangular soaps. Okay, I'm not focusing on what I'm doing, talking too much. I do like the scent very much. Tobacco's nice. Bay rum is nice. Bergamot is nice. But sometimes when you mix good things, it's not necessarily fantastic. I'm gonna try a bit of Jack's lathering technique. I'm not gonna go all the way, but Jack Daniels from the virtual groom room. I'm not gonna say I'm copying his thing because I don't know exactly how he does it, but he typically picks this area and works the soap in that area instead of going a bit all over the place that I usually do, and then it's not very focused. And then he keeps adding water and continues to work it in with quite a bit of splay. Now, if you've watched me, you know I don't always go for a very large lather. But this is a new soap, so it's fun to play around with it. And you have seen a lot of people use this on the Healer soap, which were released. How long have I been waiting for this? Since, I'm gonna say, second half of April. I can't remember. I'm still waiting for, wow, that's nice and thick. I'm still waiting for one package that was posted on the 3rd of April. But I know other people in Sweden are waiting for packages that were sent in a similar way from the US in the collaboration between USPS and PostNord, which is the Swedish-Danish postal service, which doesn't have the very best reputation, to be perfectly honest. And they've been waiting since, what am I doing? Since March. Wow, yeah, you can tell immediately this is one of those crazy good soap bases. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Because with no effort, you get a big lather. With no effort, you get a sheen. Sheen or shine. Jing jang. So that's way too much soap. We need loads of water. But I'm gonna take it easy and I'm gonna take my time, and you're gonna have to watch or not. Sometimes, believe it or not, YouTubers prepare it's so slippery, it's getting into the handle. Sometimes we prepare things to say. Sometimes we don't. Usually when there is a bit of preparation, I mean, I don't know anyone who really scripts their videos, but you have a few talking points and sometimes you have a list, etc. And that typically, at least in my case, and I think in general, leads to more focused, slightly, better videos, I think, because there's a bit of thought in between and the brain doesn't totally get in the way, because the brain screws most things up. You say things that just pops into your head, and it's very rare that those are things you really should say, at least on camera. Look at that, wow, I don't know if you can see, but this is, this is fantastic. Oh. Yeah, using about a third or a quarter of the amount of soap that I picked up would have been ideal, I think. Okay, I put on flight mode sometimes. I did today, but of course messages keeps popping up anyway because there's Wi-Fi, and you keep getting calls because no one calls on the phone anymore. Very few people do that I know. So you get WhatsApp calls and you get Teams calls and that sort of thing. So flight mode doesn't necessarily help. Okay, I'm basically very happy with that. It is too dry, so I'm going to paint in water rather than building an even bigger lather, which I could. I mean, this could be twice as big if I just keep using the Jack method and put water into the soap and aggravate it. The sheen on this is absolutely amazing. Fantastic. And the texture too. This is fantastic. This is just absolutely brilliant. And I did not expect less. I think that's pretty good. It's probably on the dry side, but let's go with it. Let's go with it. IMCDB will have released 3 videos in the time that I shave. Okay, Weck. Lethal Weck. Go slow, don't murder the skin. This razor is the one that gives me the closest shaves of all the tools I have. Oops, there's literally soap everywhere. This is not going to be pretty, but it was fun. So I can very comfortably get a BBS shave. BBS stands for Bloody Brilliant Shave. Although for some people it stands for different stuff. Fantastic. Oh, and the feeling on the skin is, it just feels like, yeah, feels moisturized already. I'm gonna put the balm on because I do, not because I have to, but because I want to. I've always done it. I don't mind even thick balms that makes you feel a bit tacky. It doesn't bother me. I prefer that actually. I really don't mind it. Not even in the summer. I just want to feel moisturized, nurtured, cared for. So this blade is so smooth, you can barely feel it cutting. But she is a treacherous mistress. For she can bite you at any time. So we're going slow. What do you think? What does that look like? Insane. Insane, the membrane. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, it's the 3rd of July today, so there's a good chance tomorrow is, I'm going super slow now, I really don't want to mess it up. There's a good chance tomorrow's the 4th of July, which is Independence Day. Best movie to watch on a Sunday evening in the winter when you have to go to work or school or whatever on Monday morning and you feel, oh, no, I don't want the weekend to end. Best movie, Independence Day. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. Even I feel American. Well, at least I want to mess up those aliens. But seriously, you know, the Sunday evening movie. Do you know what I mean? When all of you, the whole family or whoever you live with, or if you're on your own, just feel, oh, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. that kind of movie where you want to lash on to the weekend. And you want to watch something takes your mind off stuff, then that kind of thing. Plus, happy ending, no black and white, colored motion picture. Good job on the scent, really good job. It's not crazy strong, and I do enjoy the soaps I have that are very powerful in scent, but I usually prefer if the soap is not. I like the scent, a scent, but not necessarily too much in your face, okay? Contre le grain. This is where the action is. This is usually where the blood shows up as well. I haven't used the Weck in quite it feels like a month. It's amazing as a razor. I just want to have, you know, every other shave without blood. And the thing with the Weck, you don't need a good soap. This thing will cut hair almost regardless of what you put on. It has to be a bit slippery, but not very much. It doesn't even have to be perfectly moisturized. You can almost put anything on. I was watching Frank today from Wet Shaving and stuff. Wet Shaving with WH. And he got sent a razor that Dave Card organized for him. And it was a remodeled gold dollar, which, you know, it was made to look like a Japanese straight razor. And he loved it. Really cool. A gentleman in the UK who remodeled the gold dollar. I don't know if we should be using Chinese stuff at the moment, considering what's going on in Hong Kong. Well, they don't give a toss what we do, but I'm just, you know, maybe not. But if someone sends a razor to me and it's, or anything, it's from China, I would use it. So I take that back. So a little bit there, a little bit there. Nothing to worry about. That's going to go away just by rinsing. This grip is tricky because it's so slippery. That's a spot. Pimple, so it's not a weeper. Well, it is, but it's not caused by the razor blade. So this is feeling pretty damn good. It's just I do have soap everywhere because I lathered so much and everything is very slippery. Stay. Okay. You have to be so careful that the blade barely touches your skin, or you will cut yourself. You know, again, small things like that is not a problem. It's not a failure. And I don't see how I can avoid it. Depends on your razor. It does depend on what you do with the razor, so your skill. But it also depends on what your skin is like. I just think my blood is very close to my skin. It's my theory. So shaving too close to the blood is very easy. This soap is spectacular. Again, I'm not surprised. I would be disappointed if it wasn't. Gonna do traditional sort of half pass pickup. Yeah, the scent is for me. I don't regret not getting the aftershave. If there was one, I think there was, because you know, I would have felt I have to use every time I shave with this soap, and I'm not always going to feel like it. That's why I rarely combine. I do have the combo for Ariana and Evan's Asian Plum, but then I like it, and that's other people's favorite scent on me anyway, so I never mind. I put the aftershave on even if I haven't used the soap. So barely touching the skin, but it breaks anyway. It's a tricky razor, but every time I have used it, I never get irritation. Those things always close very quickly. So it's good. It just feels a bit afterwards, because you know I'm gonna have 10 of those. Can you see? I don't know. Can you see? Barely bleeding, but a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't describe it in another way than just shaving too close to the blood. There's nothing I could do differently. I can't use less pressure because the blade is barely touching the skin, and I don't mind. Although I need a bit of cold water for them to close. Not sure I've healed up from the proper cut I got in the previous video, when hot wax was melting on me and it was a bit hard to concentrate. So a few weepers down here. I'm so careful. I assure you, I can't do it more carefully. So, but it is a bit frustrating. I don't know how much you can see, but there's about 8 small ones here. There's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, 15, I don't know. Let's rinse with cold water and we'll see what it's like. I'm gonna pause and be back. So cold water rinse, That's pretty much it. One or two may bleed for a few seconds, but this was phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic as a shave. What a soap. What a soap. I very rarely feel I don't need an aftershave product. This will do. And I'll feel differently in 20 minutes, then I'll want to put a balm on. But right now, it feels like I've rinsed properly, and that was not too hard. But it just feels moisturized. I'm a little bit impressed, almost blown away. But I'm going to put this stuff on anyway because I've been waiting for it so much. So I don't know what's in this. I'm sure it's a lot of good stuff. Let's see if we can get it to excrete. Is it one of those you have to turn? And it usually takes me 20 minutes to figure out. Oh! Here you go. Unscented. Quite. Getting another one. I don't know how much you need to use. I'm going to put it on top as well. Okay, so it feels thick, which I don't mind. But after 2 minutes, this is going to be tacky. Is tacky the word? You know, when it's a bit... Or is it going to be absorbed? Sometimes when even good moisturizers absorb quickly, you know, and a lot of good ones really do, I feel like, was that it? Probably incorrectly, because I am probably very well moisturized. But I prefer to feel the aftershave for a while afterwards. You know, it's a psychological thing, I think. This feels very good. I'm happy I got one. And I'll be trying this out. I'll be using this. What did I have? 2.5 squirts. I think that was a bit on the much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my head. I'm going to do what I quite often do with thick balms. I'm going to wet my hand, do 1 squirt, and put it on the head and see if we can tune in a good balance. Because I did shave my head just before and I did not put anything on, so see what difference that is going to make. It's just a matter of concentration, basically. Yeah, let's not wait for 10 minutes and see. So I'm going to do both and see which is best, and that doesn't mean anything about a product, if you need to add water or not. It's just a matter of concentration and what your skin needs. Wow, I feel good. That was a great shave. The Essentials shave soap from Zingari Man. Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. And the Weck behaved today, which was great. That's it, folks. Thank you for watching. See you whenever, and as always, stay sharp.